host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the yearly predictions for the next year 2024 for all the rising signs. And before we will start our discussion, I wish all of you heartiest wishes and blessings of this upcoming new year. May all of your wishes come true. May you will find your purpose, and this year will bring you good wealth, health and happiness in all areas of your life. So guys, before we will jump into the customized results for this upcoming new year, customized to your Lagna, let's first try to understand how the vibe of this year collectively is going to be influencing all of us. So guys, if you remember, like at the time when I made a video for the year 2023, I mentioned this thing that from the numerology point of view, the universal year turned out to be of 7, which is a number of extremities because it is being ruled by the planet Ketu. And we all have seen that the war which took place, like Israel and this Hamas situation which we all are witnessing, so that generally tend to remain a theme in the universal year of 7. But guys, when we talk about the vibe of the 2024, the sum total of that will give you the universal year vibration of number 8, which is being governed by the planet Saturn. Second thing is that even in the transit next whole year, Saturn is going to be strengthened in the sign of Aquarius, its own Mool Trikona sign. And Saturn is going to be traveling in the majorly in the Sadbhisha Nakshatra and the Purvabhadrapada Nakshatra. Both of the nakshatra are somehow very much conducive and favorable for Saturn to manifest good results. And also guys, in one of the video, I also mentioned this thing that as per our lunar calendar calculations, this year is also the Samvatsar. It is carrying the energy of the Mars, as Mars is the ruler of this year. So definitely when we talk about the combined energy of the Mars and Saturn, so that definitely benefit all those people who are in the fields of engineering, construction, you are a builder or anything to do with the innovative work. So definitely this year will give you lot many opportunities. Apart from that, Jupiter is going to be transiting in the sign of Aries till the end of the April of 2024, and at the beginning of the May, it will transit to the sign of Taurus. So guys, one thing is for sure that because in the original Kalpurush Kundli, Aquarius is a sign of gains and Taurus is a sign of wealth. Now, as you can see that both of these two planets and these zodiac signs are going to be in a strengthened state because Saturn being in the Aquarius and Jupiter being in the Taurus. Second thing is that the transiting Ketu is now going to be getting aspected by the planet Jupiter. That in itself is a very good indication that in order for you to reap the reward of all those things which you have done, your soul has accumulated from the journey in the past so many lifetimes, this year can actually give you the results of that as well. And lastly guys, I always say this thing that whenever in the transit, if these two major planets, Jupiter and Saturn, are jointly influencing any sign, so the tendency to gain something very substantial connected with the attributes of that zodiac sign tend to remain very strong. So guys, during this year, once Jupiter will transit the sign of Taurus, Jupiter will aspect the sign of Scorpio, and Saturn is already giving its 10th aspect to the sign of Scorpio. So that in itself means that in whichsoever domain Scorpio energy is falling in your chart, you can actually achieve or accomplish something substantial pertaining to the domain of that zodiac sign and that house. So yes guys, after that now we will shift our discussion customized to that basis your ascendant, what this year is going to be bringing up for you. Okay friends, now we will start our discussion customized to your rising sign, that how planets in 2024 are going to be influencing you. So guys, the approach which I will follow is very simple. We will try to take all the 12 houses of your astrological chart and we will see that pertaining to the attributes of that house, how next year planets are going to be supporting you, or are they going to be creating any obstruction in the matters of that house, demanding you to follow precaution and care. So guys, to start with your first house, which tells about your public image, which tells about your health, and which tells about with how much conviction you will pursue your goals next year. So guys, the points which I have mentioned for your first house. But guys, even before I will start this thing, Understand this thing that next year you're definitely going to have a upper edge, because two planets like slow moving planets in transit are going to be aspecting your first house. Second thing is that even if you will make a sum total of 2024, it will give you the number 8, the number of your rising sign. Also, as per the lunar calendar Samvatsar calculation, next year is being ruled by your ascendant lord planet Mars. So I would say that definitely Scorpio rising natives are going to have a upper edge next year. So the summary which I have written pertaining to the matters of your first house is that very good year for taking actions leading to security and stability in life, getting relevant support, matrimonial and commercial alliances, needed to be watchful of illusionary thoughts. So you would have understood the logic which I have used. Saturn being strengthened in your 4th house, Jupiter from May 2024 will transit to your 7th house, and Rahu's placement in the 5th house which governs our thoughts, that too in the Pisces, which is again a very illusionary sign. So this is how I have written a summary for your first house as a part of your theme. I will repeat. Very good year for taking actions leading to security and stability in life, getting relevant support, matrimonial and commercial alliances. All what is needed to be watchful of any illusionary thoughts which will make you more vulnerable. Let's say for example, in your chart your moon is in any case afflicted, it is conjunct with Rahu, it is placed in the 8th house, and it is also active in the dasha as well, then it will make you more vulnerable. So, along with that guys, the points which I have mentioned, dual aspect influencing your first house will definitely bring blessings and professional opportunities. Sum total of 2024 is 8, and as per lunar calendar Samvatsar, it's being ruled by Mars, which is very auspicious for you. Now guys, we will also take into consideration that in the transit, in which all months your ascendant lord is going to be getting conjunct with other planets and going to be forming some sort of kingly combination or Raj Yoga. So guys, in the month of March, your ascendant lord is going to get exalted in your 3rd house. So very good indication, like if you are planning to launch something, initiate something in the month of March, if you are in the field of sales, media, marketing, in any sort of leadership role, you are a freelance person, creator, so the month of March will be very auspicious for you. In the month of April, your ascendant lord is going to get conjunct with Saturn in your 4th house. So again guys, if your aspirations are somehow aligned in the political sphere, anything to do with the concerns of real estate, public service and all, so then the month of April will be very auspicious for you. In the month of May, you have to be very careful because your ascendant lord is going to be conjunct with Rahu in your 5th house. So that is going to be time that in the month of May, lot many people will be very easy and quick to get angry, feeling very agitated, taking some restless, headstrong action. So in the month of May, you have to be very careful. Along with that guys, in the month of July and August, your ascendant lord is going to get conjunct with Jupiter in your 7th house, which will be a very good indication for commercial reasons, for getting into matrimonial alliances and all of that. Now guys, coming to the matters of your 2nd house, which tells about your immediate family ties, which tells about your financial inflow, and which also tells about your virtues, your values. So the points which I have written over here is that time period till end of April is harmonious for loan related concerns, getting money from market, safeguarding your health concerns, protection in lawsuit, and a motivated daily life, because by that time your 2nd house lord is going to be transiting in your 6th house. But guys, once your 2nd house lord is going to transit to your 7th house from May 2024. So from May 2024 onwards, lot of brand marketing and expansive opportunities will come to you. Those who have financially a lot of dependent family members, they have to endure additional burden, because guys, you cannot even overlook this fact that if your 2nd house lord is going to transit to your 7th house, it will be in a 6-8 combination, it will be in a Shadashtak dosha. So because of which, if you have any of the family members who are dependent on you, then you have to endure some additional burden on their account. Now guys, definitely we have to see now the matters of your 3rd house, which tells about your support, your aspect of communication, self-expression, and the kind of relation you have with your brothers, with your friends, with your siblings and all. So the points which I have mentioned over here is that your communication and efforts will have very widespread impact. Very auspicious for the newly incorporated businesses looking forward to a stable footing. So let's say for example you are still a fledgling business, you have just started, you have just registered your company, you have just started hiring people and all of that. So if you're in that stage, so pertaining to the matters of the stability in the business, security in your aspiration, in your efforts, next year is forming some very good energy for you guys. Along with that guys, time period from May 2024 will be very growth oriented for getting new contracts, agreements, getting new vendors or support for your businesses, especially marketers, developers, people engaged in travel businesses. So you must have understood that because from May, once Jupiter will transit to your 7th house, it will start giving its 9th aspect to your 3rd house. So guys, I will repeat the attributes of your 3rd house. Your communications and efforts will have widespread impact. Very auspicious for the newly incorporated businesses looking forward to a stable footing. Time period from May 2024 will be very growth oriented for getting into new contracts, agreements, getting new vendors or support for your businesses, especially marketers, developers, people engaged in travel businesses. Now guys, moving to your 4th house. Now over here you will experience the energy of Saturn being disposited over here. So guys, as you can see over here that very auspicious year for people in public service, people in senior responsible roles. From May 2024, a lot many people will stand a chance for being considered for any promotion, winning elections, major successful investments in land and properties. Again guys, next year, like the way I mentioned this thing, that the whole energy is somehow very conducive, very favorable to the Scorpio natives. And with your 4th house and 7th house being in an accentuated state, so I would say that definitely if you are eligible for any promotion or you're gonna contest any election, you have some political aspiration, so I would say next year seems to be working out a lot in your favor. Now guys, pertaining to the matters of your 5th house, over here you will find that Rahu is already transiting over here, and the points which I have mentioned, because this house carries the energy of the planet Jupiter as well. So first 4 months like January, February, March, April are still favorable for students writing competitive exams or service health professionals, because by that time your 5th house lord is going to be transiting in your 6th house. After that, from May 2024, people trying for childbirth, people who want to move forward with their relationship to marriage, artists and people dealing in trading and stock market will find success. Rahu's presence in your 5th house, which is the house of your thoughts, and Saturn's presence in your 4th house, which is the house of your emotions, will demand proper attention and care given to your mental health through meditation and mindfulness. So guys, I will repeat the matters of your 5th house. First 4 months are favorable for students writing competitive exams or service health professionals. Your 5th house lord transiting in your 6th house, which carries the energy of your ascendant lord Mars only, which is a sign being very much favorable to the planet Jupiter. But after that, again, any of the concerns of childbirth, or you are dating someone, now you want to introduce that person to your family, take some next leap in your relationship, or any of the concerns of artists, landing at some important roles, or people who are invested in trading and stock market. So I would say that the time period from May onwards will be favorable for you. But again guys, the mental health needs to be given very much attention and care next year. After that guys, pertaining to the matters of your 6th house. So guys, the points which I have written over here is that, because this is the house which carries the energy of your ascendant lord Mars only in the form of Aries sign over here. Saturn's 3rd aspect will keep you occupied with daily chores. A lot will be expected out of people in leadership roles, and those who are in entry levels might have to work very hard this year. Again guys, Saturn's 3rd aspect is a
aspect which slows down the signification of that house, which actually creates a lot of delays and frustration. So that is the only reason Saturn's third aspect will keep you occupied with the daily activities, daily chores, and a lot will be expected out of people in leadership roles and those who have just started their professional journey and all. So you might have to work very hard to win over your bosses. Health will still be a concern for many, so don't take any mild symptoms lightly. Good year for lawyers, cops, arbitrators, people in problem solving fields. Now guys, we have to see that in which all months your 6th house lord, your ascendant lord, is going to be getting conjunct with other planets and forming a Raj Yoga. So in the month of March, your 6th house and your ascendant lord Mars is going to get exalted in the 3rd house. So very good time for like whatsoever you are conducting or doing as a part of your line of work. Like you will be able to exert your authority with confidence and with complete conviction. In the month of April, your 6th house lord Mars is going to get conjunct with Saturn in your 4th house. So this is going to be time when lot many people will be very much emotionally drained out of the work related pressure. And again guys, in the month of May, your 6th house lord is going to get conjunct with Rahu in the 5th house. So this is going to be the month where you have to be very careful that you will be very gullible, very vulnerable of getting scammed, being misguided, acting out of headstrongness. So in the month of May, you have to be careful. And again guys, in the month of July and August, your 6th house lord is going to get conjunct with Jupiter in your 7th house. So in the months of July and August, your ascendant lord, 6th house lord, is going to get conjunct with Jupiter in the 7th house. So very good time for new alliances, matrimonial concerns, enhanced public image and all of that. Now guys, pertaining to the matters of your 7th house, so over here, now as you can see, from May 2024, once Jupiter will transit to your 7th house, it will form a yoga of marriage for many matrimonial alliance seekers. You will run into many idealistic, philosophical minded people. Will be a good year for your public image, and people around you will be very, very supportive. And again guys, we have to take into consideration that in which all months your 7th house lord Venus is going to be getting conjunct with other planets and going to be forming some sort of Raj Yoga. So guys, in the month of March, your 7th house lord Venus, your 12th house lord Venus is going to get conjunct with Saturn in your 4th house. So for the matrimonial concerns, I would say that this could be a good month for that. In the month of April, Rahu is going to get conjunct with your 7th house lord in the 5th house. So this is going to be time when lot many people will be prone towards some sort of getting introduced to some new people, getting obsessed in relationship, misunderstanding in relationship, or lot of the vulnerability of getting into extramarital affairs and all of that. So in the month of I would say that the month of April, you have to be very careful, very disciplined. And again guys, in the month of June, as you can see that your 7th house lord is going to be transiting in your 7th house, being conjunct with Jupiter. So this will be a very blessed time for you for any of the commercial concerns or any of the matrimonial related concerns, and also for your public image as well. Now guys, when we look at your 8th house, like all the negative things, all the sudden unpredictable problems only creep out of the 8th house. In your 8th house, you will find the energy of the planet Mercury in the form of the Gemini sign. So guys, the good thing is that your 8th house is devoid of any aspect from any slow moving planets. Nor any planet is placed over there in the transit next year. Slow moving planet, Saturn, Jupiter, Rahu and Ketu. So it is devoid of any aspect from slow moving planets, leaving significations of 8th house open to many possibilities. Some important months when your 8th house lord Mercury is going to get in conjunct with other planets. So guys, in the month of March, your 8th house lord and your 11th house lord Mercury is going to get conjunct with Saturn in your 4th house. So this could be a month where some misunderstanding might create some rift in your domestic life. You have to be very careful. In the month of June, your 8th house lord is going to get conjunct with Jupiter in your 7th house. It will also transit to your 8th house as well. So I would say that for people who are in the insurance, banking, occult related field, this could be a very good month for you. In the months of October, your 8th house lord is going to get exalted in your 11th house, and it will also transit to your 12th house as well. So I would say this thing that some sort of unpredictable developments, if you are connected with the fields of research, exploration, can be attached with the month of October for you guys. Now guys, when we talk about the matters of your 9th house, all sort of religious austerities, long distance travels and luck, the percentage of luck supporting you in your life aspiration, we see from the 9th house. So the points which I have mentioned over here is that trine houses from here are getting strongly aspected, influenced by major planets like 1st house by Jupiter and Saturn, 5th house being disposited by Rahu, which in itself means both good and bad influence will be around you. Make your choices very carefully. A good year for success through travels. People trying to immigrate to foreign land might have to put extra efforts, because guys, you have to see this thing that Saturn in your 4th house is transiting in its Mool Trikona sign, kind of forming a Shash Yoga for you guys. So that is the only reason Saturn has been in such a grounded state that if you're trying to uproot yourself from your native place or wherever you are rooted right now, you might have to go through some sort of uncertainties, or you might have to put extra efforts. But let's say, for example, if right now you're trying to do something good in the place where you are born or where you are based in, then this will be a very good time for you. So yes guys, people who are trying to immigrate, you might have to put some extra efforts next year. Now guys, pertaining to the matters of your 10th house, which tells about your public image, which tells about your professional endeavors, and which also tells about your relationship with your bosses. So the points which I have mentioned over here is that very good year for professional accomplishments with a dignified 4th and 7th house, along with straight aspect from the planet Saturn. A lot many people will ascend in their line of work. So guys, one thing is for sure that the energy of next year is very supportive, is very progressive for the Scorpio rising natives for sure. So let's say, for example, if you are in that stage that you have to take some major decision of acquisition of companies or starting your own business, incorporating your new business, or you are gonna contest any elections next year and all of that. So the energy seems to be a lot in your favor for the Scorpio Lagna natives. Now guys, when we talk about and also guys, I have mentioned some of the important months as well, when your 10th house lord planet Sun is going to get dignified through its sign placement and also getting conjunct with other planets as well. So guys, April 15 onwards, when your 10th house lord is going to get exalted in your 6th house, and that time your ascendant lord is going to be transiting in your 4th house. That will be a very good time for, like, let's say for example, if you are in any of the high pressure job, you will be able to exert your authority well, or if you have already endured and worked very hard. So this is going to be time when your hard work will be recognized by your seniors, by your superiors. And guys, from 15th August onwards, when Sun, your 10th house lord, is going to be transiting in your 10th house, and Mars, your ascendant lord, is going to be transiting in your 7th house. So again, that will be a very good month for limelight, recognition, any of the public performances and all of that. Now guys, when we talk about the matters of your 11th house, which tells about gains, which tells about your wish fulfillment, what kind of groups, ideologies and people you associate with, you resonate strongly with. So guys, the points which I have mentioned over here is that, because over here you will find the energy of the planet Mercury in the form of the Virgo sign over here. So from May 2024, because after that from May 2024, Jupiter from the 7th house will start giving its aspect to your 11th house. So from May 2024, very mysterious positive developments are bound to take place in your circle of influence, because guys, once Jupiter will transit to your 7th house, it will start giving its 5th aspect to the planet Ketu. And again guys, if Ketu is going to get activated in any of the house, it has got the answers to the some sort of past life mysteries connected with that house. And because 11th house That is the only reason our saints and sages have attached 5th house as the Pura Punya, past life merits, and 11th house and 5th house in itself are very strongly intricated with our karma from the past. So that is the only reason I mentioned this thing, that from May 2024, very mysterious positive developments are bound to take place in your circle of influence, with Ketu in your 11th house and Jupiter aspecting it from the 7th. It will get activated, and you will run into those people with whom you have any karmic ranan bandhan, some sort of karmic ties, bondage from the past, unfinished business from the past, sudden interest and fascination towards new unexplored things. And guys, and if you are seeking answers around life and death, something which is pure, eternal and beyond human perception, so you will attract relevant people who will connect the dots for your sought out answers. And lastly guys, we have to see that in which all months your 11th house lord is going to be getting conjunct with other planets, forming some sort of yogas. So in the month of March, your 11th house lord and the 8th house lord is going to get conjunct with Saturn in your 4th house. So I would say that because it is going to be making a 6-8 combination. So in the month of March, pertaining to your aspiration or any of the goals which you will be chasing, they might create some sort of discord in your inner emotional state. In the month of June, as you can see that your 11th house and 8th house lord is going to get conjunct with Jupiter in your 7th house, and it will also move to your 8th house as well. So again guys, 11th house lord transiting in the 7th house is generally considered as a good indication that you will attract some relevant and important people who will serve some purpose to your commercial goals or to your life purpose. And also for getting introduced to someone, meeting someone, starting to date someone, the month of June will be very promising for you. And guys, in the month of October, your 11th house lord, 8th house lord, Mercury is going to be exalted in your 11th house in itself. So again guys, in the month of October, some fast paced development will take place, some rapid progress will take place in whatsoever you will be pursuing during that month in your life. This could be in your personal life, this could be your professional goals, your social goals and responsibilities and all. So the month of October will actually keep you very occupied with your social obligations and responsibilities. And lastly guys, when we talk about the matters of your 12th house, over here you will find the energy of the planet Venus in the form of the Libra sign being placed over there. So 12th house, which tells about your foreign residentship, 12th house which tells about all sort of hidden mysterious things and all sort of expenses and losses. So the points which I have mentioned over here is that not much vulnerability on the matters of threat from hidden enemies or your efforts getting wasted. Like rather I would say that the energy of next year is more of very conducive, that whatsoever efforts you will be putting in, universe will match it with equal level of omens, opportunities, and you will grow and you will progress very rapidly next year. So no vulnerability on the matters of threat from hidden enemies or efforts getting wasted. And guys, the months which I have mentioned over here, when your 12th house lord is going to be getting conjunct with other planets, forming some sort of Raj Yoga. So in the month of March, your 12th house lord is going to get conjunct with Saturn in your 4th house. So the month of March seems to be bringing lot many insecurities to the Scorpio Lagna natives. In the month of April, your 12th house lord and your 7th house lord, Venus is going to get conjunct with Rahu in your 5th house. So a lot of people will be vulnerable towards sudden fascination, attraction, infatuation, extramarital affairs, getting obsessed about something. So you have to be very careful around that time. The good thing is that Venus is going to get exalted, but the influence of Rahu is always a contaminating energy. Venus in itself represents unconditional pure love, but whenever Rahu comes into picture, it just brings manipulation, deception, hidden agenda and all of those things over here. So in the month of April, you have to be careful, and in the month of June, your 12th house lord and the 7th house lord is going to get conjunct with Jupiter in your 7th house. So the month of June will be very much conducive for any of the long distance travel and suddenly grabbing some opportunity, discovering something. So June will be very conducive for all of that. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.